Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to the third video on the Heatstroke featured contracts. This one consists of Heat Rises featured contract and the Working Up a Sweat featured contract. If you're looking for any of the ones that I've covered in this Heatstroke featured contracts list so far, there'll be a link of those videos in the description. Also the timestamps will be in the description as well. So the first one's going to be called Heat Rises. It says, welcome to Dubai 47. When climate refugees flooded the city and the sea levels rose, Omar al-Ghazali had a crisis of his own. He abandoned the masses and erected a lavish fortress high in the heavens where his elite friends continue their excess safe from the famine and death they created below. In an ironic display of narcissism, he had a new sun built, one he can control, and keeps a single tree in his atrium as an old relic in his new world. Our client wants to send a message to him. So there'll be 5 targets for this one. You got the Sheik, you got Carl Ingram, Marcus Stuyvesant, Tommy Maverick, and Sebastian Sato. All of them will have to be taken out with accident kills. Various ones, explosions, fire, explosion, electrocution as well. So it's a lot to be going on with. So we decided to start off in the penthouse. I'm going to bring along a Kruger Mire, doesn't matter which one. Bring along a remote medic gas device, breaching charge, and in the penthouse ventilation system, bring along a Seeker 1. So from the very start, we're going to knock out to this guy right here. There's a lot to be going on with this contract, so you have to make sure you follow along and carefully as well. We're just going to knock out this guard right here. What I did there, just chucked the gas device at his head just to speed things up a little bit. We're going to hide the body in the closet and take his disguise. Make sure you retrieve everything that was dropped on the floor earlier, including the rifle. Next, we're going to head downstairs now and pick up our Seeker, the Seeker 1 tranquilizer. And we're also going to grab the briefcase and a car battery that's also in there. So first of all, grab the briefcase, take the Seeker 1 out of the briefcase, grab this car battery, and put the car battery inside the briefcase, just for safekeeping. So we're going to use this at the very end of the contract. So the very last thing we need is this car battery. We're going to use this to electrocute Omar al-Ghazali. Next thing we need to do now is take out Carl Ingram. So we're going to head downstairs and get ourselves a nice propane flask to take him out real quick. Then we can move on to the other 4 more complicated kills. We're taking out a pistol here, we're just going to shoot out that camera. And then we're going to jump over this little railing. And then the next one is going to be a crowbar right in front of you. Going to go grab that and grab the propane flask. Got to leap back over the scaffolding and back up over here. There's an enforcer here, just be careful about him. Just stay away from him, keep your distance. Now for this one, all you got to do now is go in your inventory and then click drop when you highlight the breaching charge, and then it will drop the propane flask and the breaching charge at the same time. Then you can run away and then explode it. That will give them an accident kill. So the propane flask will blow up and take out the target for an accident kill. So that's 1 target down. Next step is we need to set up the second kill. So what we need to do is come down to this area. We're going to throw the briefcase right here. The female to the right is going to come over to investigate. We're going to knock her out. We're going to put her body in the crate. The other woman carries on walking down the corridor, so what we're going to do is just throw the briefcase at her head and then drag her and put her body in the crate. Pick up the briefcase and head outside and just stay to the right. Next we're going to shoot out that camera right there, and then we're going to knock out the tech crew guy out here. You should have enough time to hide the body as well, but you don't necessarily have to do that right now. Once that body's hidden, we're going to leave the briefcase right there. We don't need that for now, we're just going to leave it there. Next step is basically just going to have to wait for Marcus Stuyvesant to come around. So if you're a little bit behind, this will give you a chance to catch up a little bit. But there he is, but we're waiting for his guard as well. So what we need to do with this Seeker is actually shoot his guard. That is what the aim is going to be. It's just going to skip the conversation and just get him Yep, Stuyvesant by himself. You can trank her as well if you like. I'm not going to bother though. So, next step is Stuyvesant's about to walk past the door. So what we need to do is make sure the door is open, and throw a throwable object right in the corner, just so he comes to investigate the sound. Once he does that, go ahead and knock him out. Next, we have to drag his body all the way outside. That is where a oil barrel is going to be. And this is how we're going to set him on fire, because there's no real scripted way we can actually get him to go to a fuel barrel. There is one up by the helicopter, but he doesn't actually stand right next to it, so it doesn't quite work. So I found this way to be the best way of doing it, really. Next, we're just going to shoot the barrel twice. That's going to set him on fire. So that's 2 targets down. We're going to take out a third one right now, just by heading up to the helipad, what we just mentioned. There's actually 3 barrels up here and a gas canister, but like I said, it's not really a way we can actually do anything about them for the main targets. But this one here, we're just going to shoot this barrel once. It's going to distract the pilot. Once he's right on top of it, we're just going to shoot the barrel once more. That'll set him on fire, and that's the 3rd target down. Our next target is going to be Sebastian Sato. So what we need now is another propane flask. So if you want to acquire a second propane flask, it's going to be just in here, behind the water cooler. Once we've grabbed that, we can now head back to where Sebastian Sato is. We can also retrieve our briefcase at the moment. There we go. And head on outside to where Sebastian Sato is. So he walks to 3 different locations. He will stand right in the middle of the area, which is where we need him to be. Or he'll be standing over there by the railing, or he'll be standing next to the wall smoking. When he's standing by the railing, his next position is going to be in the central of the area. The only issue around him standing in the middle of the area is the NPC's movements and stuff like that can be a little bit random, so you might have some NPCs standing around him. I would recommend just waiting and be patient until where the area is completely clear around him. That way we can just place a gas canister right behind him like that. Gonna wait for the coast to be clear. Make sure no one's standing around him at the time or walking past, because we don't want to get them caught in the blast. That's the problem. There isn't usually this many people around. This is like the worst case scenario. But once the coast is clear, we're going to shoot the gas canister twice. That'll take him out, and that'll be the 4th target down. We have 1 more target remaining. He's the easiest of them all, and that's going to be Omar Al-Ghazali. He's the Sheik. You might know him from a challenge where you have to throw gold bars at his head when he's asleep. What a pain of a challenge that was. So, around about now, he should be done with his speech. It's been 6 minutes, so he should be hanging around the bar area, and then heading his way upstairs to where the gold bar is. So we're going to take out our remote emetic gas device, and then what we're going to do is go up to him, bump into him, and then place the gas device on the floor right next to him, and then set it off. That's going to trigger him to go to the bathroom and throw up in a toilet. And that gives us our opportunity to electrocute him using the battery that we get out of the briefcase right now. So we don't need the briefcase anymore, so we're just going to drop the briefcase, take the battery out, and leave the briefcase right there. So he should be holding his stomach and going through that animation, but he's not for some reason. I don't know why. So once he's in that cubicle, make sure the door is closed behind you, and then go ahead and knock him out.
Call someone? Just say the word.
Once you've knocked him out, we're just going to drag the body towards the sink, overflow the sink, and then either throw the battery in the puddle or shoot the battery as you put it down. That will electrocute the body. That will give us a chance to exit the mission. I would recommend just giving it a couple of seconds though, because everyone is an enforcer when a target dies in an accident kills. You need to make sure that no one sees you exiting the bathroom immediately. Next, all we've got to do now is just head to an exit. I'm going to take this elevator exit because it's the closest one by, but you can head to any exit you like. It doesn't really matter. But overall, that's how you get to a silent assassin for this long, difficult featured contract I had to work out. It's quite a long, difficult one. There we go. Heat Rises, Silent Assassin. Next contract is working up a sweat, and this is taking place in Mendoza. And the briefing is as follows. Guard duty is tough when you're working beneath the harsh Argentinian sun. Lombardo and Sanchez are hard at work, roasting away in the unforgiving heat. They're going to need something to help them cool off a bit. Meanwhile, Martin and Villalba are slacking off. Give them something that will light a fire under their feet. Remember, it's hot out there, so make sure you do all your sweating inside just the one outfit, okay? And this basically requires us not to change our starting disguise, so that's the complication for this featured contract. So we have 4 targets, 2 of them we have to take out with an icicle, the other 2 we have to take out with a fire accident kill, and our loadout is as follows. We're going to start in the tasting room as a waiter, we're going to bring along a Krugermeyer and a coin. That is all we're going to need for this. On the very start, I'm going to have to head downstairs to go and grab that icicle from the freezer. That's the only location where it is. I decided to go for the waiter's disguise because it accesses the most areas of this place. The only place it can't access is where the actual targets are, unfortunately. But it's a good disguise to get everywhere and get the icicle up there. It's not too difficult to take out the targets anyway once you're up there. But we're going to pass through here in the wine production area. Go into the freezer. The icicles are just going to be on the left on the shelf. There we go. All we've got to do now is just head towards all the targets are. There's going to be where the sniper tower is. So there'll be a couple around the ground, and the other couple will be like patrolling. But there's basically no dramas all the way there, except for the before getting into the area. We need to actually do a bit of manipulation with the coin. Well, distracting, I should say. So the normal way we'd get in here through the suit is exactly the same way we're going to get in here with our waiter's disguise. So this disguise loses its power as soon as we enter the area. So we're going to come over here, throw the coin on the opposite side to get these 2 guards to turn around. Once they do, we're going to enter into this area. So we're now in a trespassing zone. So our first target is right in front of us. We don't want to get too close. We don't want to alert them to just yet. We're going to enter these bushes right here. Wait for him to stop. And chuck a coin in the central of the area. The target should go over and investigate the noise. So what we're going to do now is once he comes over and the other guard turns his back, we're going to stab the guy with the icicle. Make sure his body is not like exposed, and make sure his gun isn't showing anywhere either. Just going to drop that gun there, we don't need it. Now we're going to wait for this guard to stop before we cross the road. There we go. Gives us an opportunity to get into this area over here. So we're just going to leap this wall. And once again take out our coin. Our second target is right here, so we're just going to chuck a coin right in the corner. This is our second target where we take out with an icicle. The other 2 will be taken out with fire. Go ahead and take him out. Leave his body there. Climb on top of the pallets. To the roof. Then drop down the other side. Once you've dropped down the other side, we're going to shoot this barrel once. That's going to distract our third target. Once he's basically standing right on top of it, just go ahead and shoot the puddle again, or shoot the barrel once more, and that'll set him off for a fire accident kill. It might cause a little bit of disturbance, or at least get the guards to turn around. So what we're going to do from this position is make sure that the other guard behind you isn't actually looking out the window when you're doing this, and shoot that barrel once right there. That's the guard I'm referring to. Shoot that barrel once, and our final target should be able to come over to the barrel. Just going to swap shoulders so we can see the puddle. Once he's right on top of it, we shoot the puddle. There we go. The fourth target is down for accident fire. Now you can take really any exit you'd like, but the closest exit is the boat, so I'm going to go and take that, because this Mendoza is definitely the worst in the game for exits in the game. I think in the series, actually, overall. It's just very limited, and you have to get a key for nearly all the exits. And this one is included in that one as well. So there's 2 guards down here, so what we're going to need to do is enter the shed. The boat key is inside. So we're just going to grab that boat key. Next we're going to turn on the radio as well. That's going to distract the guard and get the other guard to walk away. And once we've done that, we can go get past him and take the boat and get an exit for our silent assassin rating. Real easy. There we go. I like how 47 just looks at the guard as he's, you know, going off in the boat. It's quite funny. There we go. Silent assassin for working up a sweat confirmed. There we go. So like I said, if you've missed any of these featured contracts I've covered in this batch so far, there'll be a link of the videos in the description. But if it did help you out for this one, please drop a like. It does help out a lot. Subscribe if you are new to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. Consider supporting me on Patreon or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below or clicking the link in the description. Shout out to my Psycho Assassin members, including Bedry, Wandering Wenderby, Constantine Mueller, Mark Davis, and Paul at Home. Thank you very much for becoming top tier Psycho Assassin members. I really do appreciate all the support. If you want your name read out in the credits, be sure to become a Psycho Assassin member yourself. Just click the link in the description for all the details. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.